Hey internet, what's up? It's Kat. Welcome back to my channel. You may or may not know that I have just released a brand new album. It's called Relax and it's available everywhere, so you can go listen to it. And every time I release an album or a song, I tend to get a lot of questions about how I got into the industry, how I do my recording, what are the steps to releasing records, all this stuff. So I thought it would make great content for a series, and I put together a bunch of your questions and I will be answering them over the next 4 videos. The first video is focused on recording, and if that sounds like it's up your alley, keep on watching. The first step to having an album, EP, or single is the recording aspect. For bigger projects, I tend to go to an outside studio and work with different engineers and producers to lessen the sort of technical workload on myself while I'm working through the songs and kind of letting my creative flag fly. For smaller projects and things that are released just digitally only, I tend to record a lot at home. And if you're just starting out, it's a great thing to learn how to record as much as possible at home for economical reasons, and also just to have control of what you're doing and learning a new craft. It's not as complicated as you think to set up a pretty decent home studio, so I'm just going to run through what I use, and all the links to everything I have is down below. If you're curious, you can check it out. I always list everything I use. So let's go through it. This is a very simple setup. There's not a lot of frill that professional studios would have. But this is good to start, good for basics. So firstly, I have my interface. I'm currently using an Apollo Twin. This thing is awesome. It's a recent upgrade for me. Prior to this, I was using an Apogee Duet for a number of years, and the Duet is a great starter interface. It's portable, it's small, very intuitive, super easy, dual channel. I recently upgraded my microphone. I now have a Neumann TL103. And it's a beautiful vocal mic. I think it sounds really lovely with my voice. It's a really good idea to test out a few different mics, see what works with your voice. You can usually rent a bunch of mics from your local music store, test them all out, see what works. I've done that many times, especially for recording. You use different mics for different situations. Prior to that, I was using a Heil PR40, which is a pretty decent mid-range mic, cheaper, probably around $400. This is also to say you can definitely just rent mics, you can borrow mics, and you can find a lot of decent mics under $200 to get you started. You don't need to go buy a $6,000 microphone just to record your first EP. Please don't do that. And then the final step that I have is a pair of headphones, Sennheiser headphones, for listening back to what I'm recording and listening while I'm recording. And I have a pair of monitor speakers. I have KRK Rocket 5s, decent size, pretty good sound. I find them to be a little bit on the bassy side, which is why it's important to listen to what you're doing in different rooms and stuff like that if you can. That's the basic setup for a really simple recording studio. The other step you'll need is a DAW, which stands for Digital Audio Workstation. And there are a lot of free resources and a lot of free programs when you're just starting out. If you have a Mac, you're lucky enough to have GarageBand built in, and GarageBand's a great resource to start on. There's no shame in using GarageBand. My very first EP, I recorded all at home with the help of a friend. We did everything with GarageBand. We even fed things through a 4-track to get nice warm cassette sounds, but still into GarageBand. You can also download free trials of Ableton, Logic, Pro Tools, and all those more heavy-duty recording programs, and try out the ones that see what you like. I personally use Logic. I find it very intuitive, pretty cheap to buy, and it's just pretty awesome. It has great built-in soft synths to start you on getting vibes, and has some pretty great plugins that just come with it, and a lot of options to upgrade and buy more plugins, which are basically digital versions of rack gear that you would want for, say, reverb, ambiance, EQ, that stuff. So basically, once you have a little sweet studio set up, you just run your instruments into your interface, your vocals, and all that into your DAW. You listen back with your headphones or switch to your monitors, and you have a little sweet setup that you can do a lot of different things with, which is great. After you've recorded your songs, which may take a long time, may take a few days, may take months, may take years, it's up to you. There's no way of working right. You kind of decide what works for you for the project and record it accordingly. When you're finished recording, I think the crucial steps are getting it mixed and mastered, and personally I like to hire outside engineers for these because it's always good to have a second set of ears listening to your recordings, and they might hear things that you have not picked up on, or you just don't hear because you've listened to what you've recorded so many times. So if you think of recording as making a cake, the recording are the ingredients, the mixing would be mixing the ingredients in the right order and the right amounts to create a finished product, and mastering would be the icing on the cake. When the mixing engineer is going in, they're looking at volume, automations, adding nice, reverb and sounds if you need it, adjusting panning and EQ and all that stuff. And the difference between an unmixed and mixed song generally is you can hear the difference, which is always exciting to hear your mixes back. And then once it's mixed, it's time for mastering. And mastering is like the final icing on the cake that takes your recording up to a professional level. It adjusts volume, it makes it on par with other recordings, and it also adjusts EQ, all sorts of things. I trust someone else that does it. That's all they do. Mastering engineer, they've done it for years. Those are the people I trust. If you're really low budget or you're just doing a demo, sure, you can use a software. I personally don't think the software will ever replace a pair of human ears that are also listening to your feedback about what you want. That's really important. You want the music to sound like the way you want, right? You want the mixing engineer and the mastering engineer to listen to your ideas and your thoughts about the vibe and the sound so that you get the end result that you are excited about. So there you have it. That is the first video of 4 just talking about how to get started. I hope you enjoyed this video. If it helped you, stay tuned. Next time we're going to be talking about how to get your music from recording to a physical copy and out on the interwebs for people to listen to. So that will be the next video coming up probably next week. Please give a thumbs up, subscribe if you can. I'm here often. And if you didn't notice, I'm going to do a little promo. These t-shirts of my very sweet dog are now available on my merch store. The link is down below and right there. I hope to see you very soon. Thanks for watching. As always, stay cool. Cooler than me.